Hi Leo, welcome to your January 2019 Tarot and Astrology reading. Happy New Year, and I hope you're having a wonderful January and you're having a great start to 2019. So Leo, we have an amazing thing happening this month towards the end. It's the lunar eclipse in your sign on the 20th, 21st of January. So it's all about big changes in your life, what it is that you want to do with your life, what it is that you want so desperately to change. This is you. So this is going to be all about confidence. This full moon lunar eclipse is going to be about changing how you interact with the world as a whole, because eclipse energy is very, very large, it's very vast, and it can feel very unnerving. But the thing about the unnerving part is that if you allow it to really speak to you, if you allow it to really come into your emotions and your psyche, you may realize that you've been hiding something from yourself. Because full moons, they tell all is the folklore indication. They tell all, they see all, they illuminate things which you did not realize. And the eclipse energy means that there is that wiping away of the old and bringing in the new, okay? So at first something may be revealed. And I said this in the Capricorn reading, that the truth will set you free, but first it may piss you off. Gloria Steinem, I think her name was. I know she was Gloria, but I don't know about the second name, that I'm pronouncing it correctly. But listen, this is going to evoke some serious confidence in you, some serious change in you. We have also got a partial solar eclipse on the 5th of January, as well as Mercury going into the sign of Capricorn. So Leo, for you, Capricorn is all about your day-to-day, your work activities. So when you have your day-to-day solar eclipse and you have your first house lunar eclipse, there could be very, very big changes. Very, very big changes. Freshness. There's a freshness about January that is so appropriate for a new year. It may be something related to work. It may be a commitment to something. The Page of Pentacles, although he is just a page, he is the most mature. He has ideas and he has something to offer. The Page of Pentacles is quietly ambitious. He wants to make something of himself, much like the Capricorn energy of the month. You could also be dealing with an earth sign. But let's see. The Lovers. Okay. That's good. I like this. This is an interesting start. Right. Okay, so choices. The Lovers card, the most traditional meaning was actually about choice. But it's also about honesty. A raw vulnerability to your nature, to the nature of somebody else, how you connect with the choice that you've made, the thing that you love, the person that you love. Are you meeting them authentically? Are you being completely yourself? I read this piece by, I think she's called Tove Lo. She's a Swedish singer. And she has this song called Cool Girl. And basically she's taking a swipe at society that makes you feel like you have to be a certain way to gain romantic interest, or you have to be a certain way to get somebody to love you. And the interesting point that she made that so many people fail to understand is that if you are meeting someone and you're not being authentic about who you are, you will have to keep that act up for the rest of your life if you chose to marry the person. And I think that's a very important thing to consider. Could you be the person that you are being in your new relationship for the rest of your life, or are you afraid to be authentically you? Not a lot of Leos that I know find it easy to take criticism. I think that's a fixed sign nature, to be honest, because when you have an idea in your head, if somebody else tries to change it and you're very certain of it, it can make you feel almost like you're having a little bit of an identity crisis. For some reason, when I see the Lovers, I'm very drawn to thinking that it's your vulnerability that is being suppressed in some way, either by your work environment or the people that you're surrounding yourself with. You maybe feel like you have to be somebody else. Yeah, you're very, very, you're going into January with a little bit of a a little bit of a guard up, a little bit of a closed energy, which is interesting. Oh, the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Yeah, so some of you Leos could be dealing with an earth sign. It could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. We have the Two of Cups here, so I think some of you have definitely recently gone into relationships. Some of you may even have gotten married. Some of you may have met somebody recently that you're quite taken with, which is lovely. What's crowning the reading, though, is the moon. Now, you know, this is probably just because you have that lunar eclipse in your sign. Now, the moon has come out, I think, for every single reading I've done so far for January. So this lunar eclipse energy is going to be emotionally heightened for everyone. Not just you, though it is in your sign, so you can feel a little bit more special, okay, about it. But the moon can sometimes be about the repressed emotions, the inner deep thoughts that we don't always deal with. You know, you can sometimes find in life that you were going around with a fear that you've never actually spoken of, or you've never actually thought about. And a lot of psychologists will say that's a coping mechanism. It's all about putting it down until you don't have to address it, because for some things it feels like there's no real resolution. But nonetheless, Leo, I feel as if you are a little bit suspicious. Ah, the sun. That's your energy. That's beautiful, bountiful sun, childlike energy. This is really nice, Leo. And here's you down here as well. The Knight of Wands could be another fire sign. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Four of Swords. And we have the Nine of Swords. So how do we get from the sun to the nine? Okay. Okay. We get to the sun by being in the moment. We get to the sun by being content with what we have, who we have, where we are. We get to the sun by being authentically ourselves and trusting that the universe will provide for us. However, we get to the Nine of Swords by doubt, by fear, by anxiety. A lot of the law of attraction process talks about how positive thoughts attract a positive life. And it also touches, in some cases, very deeply on how our subconscious is much to play in our decisions and our true manifestations. So what's going on beneath, but nobody ever truly teaches you what to do about it. And sometimes, Leo, especially when you're faced with a lunar eclipse, it's the time to face certain emotions that you may not have faced before. There's something that lurks below the surface. Now you can, of course, with the sun energy here in the Two of Cups, you can feel like everything's going your way. Like everything seems to be pretty nice in some cases. But then why do you feel a little bit uncomfortable? Well, it's because there's something lurking below that you've not addressed yet. For you, Leo, the lunar eclipse, particularly towards the end of the month, is going to be all about release. And it's going to be a quick release. It's going to be quick change afterward. In fact, it's the best time to actually release the pain that has been lurking about something, particularly if you have been holding on to, say, an earth sign from a long time ago, or a fellow fire sign. What you've been holding on to may need to be released, okay? So there's a lot of joy in January. There's a lot of joyous moments. The sun is all about carefree, optimistic energy. It's a real blessing in any reading. But if you just dive headfirst into it and feel like just because things are going well, you should be well, listen to what your subconscious is telling you. Your intuition is flagging something. It's not necessarily about somebody else, but there's possibly feelings of guilt. There's possibly feelings of denial within you. And I feel like it's very much what I can see as guilt oriented. What we have underneath is the devil. Your shadow self. The dark side of the moon. Now this is very appropriate for a lunar eclipse. Now, self-sabotage is the worst form of self-punishment, really. You know, denying yourself certain things, and it doesn't always feel intentional, but you realize you've done or said something that may not have been great in terms of laying the path ahead of you. So you may have had harsh words with somebody, you may have been acting in a strange way. For some of you guys, Leo, I feel as if, and this has followed a lot of people around in the readings, so I don't know if it's coming out for me, because I'm dealing these, and the devil and the moon keep coming out, but there's an element of somebody keeping a bit of a closer eye that would make you feel comfortable. What I sort of sense with the devil and the moon is you may feel like things are going well, and then you might see something that you don't like. And for a lot of people, it's been coming up about online. So people keeping an eye on their exes online, and the people that they like online, or the person that you think your love interest likes, for example. There's an element of spying here with the devil and the moon, right? And the Page of Wands is underneath it. So I feel like you, Leo, may be the one keeping an eye. And I think it may be doing you more harm than good. Okay? So there's things to be happy for. There's a lot of things. I actually feel like a lot of you may still have feelings for somebody in the past. With the moon and the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is in the past position, so I think it could be somebody who... Well, when we draw the cards, we'll know. But I think it could be somebody who you loved and lost for a lot of you. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles could sometimes suggest the end of something, as it's a 10, so I feel like that confirms that. But let me see. Magician, the Fool, Temperance, Nine of Wands, Queen of Cups. Okay, there's a water sign. Eight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Justice, Eight of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. Wow. Okay, Seven of Pentacles underneath. So, Leo, I'm seeing one of two things. I'm seeing for some of you that there is guilt. And for some of you other Leos, there's a feeling of wanting to start over again emotionally. Emotions are bubbling to a surface, okay? So even if, you know, because I feel with the moon and the Queen of Cups here, you could be dealing with a Pisces person, but you may also be dealing with a water sign in general, one that you may have suppressed feelings for. So it could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. There seems to be a female influence here, and with the moon, it's almost as if your intuition is talking to you about this person, or they may be appearing in your dreams. But there is sometimes with the moon a level of guilt, okay? I think from what I see in the past with the Two of Cups and the Nine of Wands, there's a love that you've not quite given up on, okay? So some of you may be still holding on to feelings of a past love, an ex or whatever. I think with the Lovers here, and it's crossed by the Seven of Wands, I do think you're maybe being a bit defensive about your feelings. And you're trying very hard to be carefree, Leo, but it's not working. The Fool is crossing you. You're trying to make things happen. You're trying to be the best possible version of yourself. You sort of start getting on a roll. And then this lunar eclipse just thumps you down. And it says, listen to me. There's something here that you need to think about and feel. You can't suppress this anymore. Okay? There's something that lurks below the surface. There's some weird connection, Leo, between you and somebody else that's going through the airwaves. And I touched on it on December. It's like there's things that are unsaid. Goodness, there's a quote that I'm definitely going to use in this. It's about a feeling like you've unfinished business. Knowing that it's not the end of a chapter. I'll put it below because I was going to use it for one of the readings, but I didn't know which one yet. But it's definitely this one. there's something going on in the airways where there's a lack of closure between you and another person. So I feel like your feelings haven't quite wrapped up for somebody. Maybe theirs haven't wrapped up for you. But I feel like you're so busy working on yourself and trying to make your best life that you've maybe been pushing some things down. Okay? And it may have to resurface to set you free. Because the Nine of Swords is all about restriction and it's all about feeling stuck. And then the Ace of Cups is that renewal of energy. Sometimes it can be an offer of love even, but more often than not, I see it as an offer of love to oneself. So let's go around this again. I also sense like whatever situation this is that may pop up for you. Yeah, you may not. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm getting very strong Scorpio, Aquarius vibes. Maybe even Pisces. Goodness. Do you know the Seven of Swords is Moon in Aquarius? You maybe dealt with a Moon in Aquarius person now that I'm looking at this. And High Priestess, sometimes the initials J and B. But what I'm getting here is that there was some type of deception that maybe came out, but never got healed. It's almost as if maybe when the information came out, there was no way to fix it with the person, which is a bit peculiar. Either you did something and you were both over by the time it came out, or someone did something on you and you guys never got to talk about it. I don't know. It kind of looks as though something did come out quite dramatically that didn't get to heal. Okay, so Page of Cups crossed by the Five of Cups. Yeah, guilt. You really hurt someone or someone really hurt you. Somebody in your life is feeling guilty and uneasy about the way things went. And I think it's blocking you somewhat. It's either that you can sort of feel that something's not quite over, maybe from the past, that you've not let go of. The Empress, okay. Could definitely be dealing with a Taurus or a Sagittarius, you know. But there may also be some sort of, this is weird, but this could be an indication of someone, like a mother who is very nurturing, but very religious and very, I'll get back to that. Strength card. The Tower. Now this, there was definitely a deception somewhere for a lot of Leos surrounding a water sign. But why do I feel so much like the guilt bit is yours? I mean, it could totally be the other way around, so don't worry about it. But the Moon and the Tower is something that was hidden that finally got revealed and crumbled. But as I say, I felt like it happened really quick. So this could still be going on, of course. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, the Ten of Swords. You were indecisive. You were maybe hasty, and it possibly led to a Ten of Swords moment. Someone certainly feels like they didn't do the right thing even though they could, because we have Justice here, the Seven of Cups, illusions, and then the Four of Cups. Someone rejected justice. There's something very unusual about this reading. And then the King of Wands. So you bounce back. You come out of this feeling refreshed emotionally. You come out of this feeling 10 times better. But you have to go through some sort of little emotional death. Like some sort of release of what has been chaining you down, Leo. Now the King of Wands... I had to move my chair. The King of Wands is a fantastic card to end on, because it means that you get back to business, you get back to being yourself. In fact, you evolve somewhat, Leo. You evolve into yourself, with the Ace of Cups being an emotional rebirth. Now, if you are looking for a relationship with an Aries or Sagittarius, this could actually be very promising. There may be a new beginning there. But as we say, I do not leave the reading on outcome on court cards. The Queen of Wands. Okay, so Leo, you guys are definitely coming out of this feeling better about yourself, feeling more confident, feeling more established, and seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a different standpoint than you ever have done. It's almost as if Yeah, Two of Swords. You need to release the blockage. You need to take off the blindfold. You need to go inward. There's going to be an intensely emotional situation for you. And it's not necessarily even something that's external. It's within. It's internal. It's what's going on within you under this lunar eclipse. Things are going to come to a head, but they're designed to make you feel more successful. Please don't fight with people. You're too sensitive to be fighting with people. You're too sensitive to be embracing all the competition. That's more about next month. But you're fighting off your shadow side, and that's not going to work for you either. You need to make sure that you're looking at yourself objectively and really going in and seeing what it is that's been holding you back, because the devil represents the behaviours that we engage in which are negative for us, okay? It's all about unhealthy attachments. I think you're attached to something, and it could be quite unhealthy. And it could be something from the past. It could be something that's getting to you deep down. I feel as if there is some sort of unhealthy connection possibly to the past year. Okay? That needs to be resolved. So you may need to offer an olive branch of healing. That could be what the Ace of Cups is. Maybe you reach out to the person, and that's how you get your closure. That's how you get your clarity. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Focus in on who you are as a person. The lunar eclipses in your sign are never easy. They're brilliant. They're recharging. They're great for getting out the negative stuff. But they also can feel uncomfortable. Be strong, Sekhmet. You're stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome, okay? So feeling strong and doing the right thing is what's going to bring you the best results, Leo. But it's okay to go into your dark side. I know that you're the sunshine. You're wonderful. You're high achievers. You're optimistic. But you may very well need to release some sort of burden from the past, whether it's guilt, whether it's regret. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you'll make your mark. I feel for you guys in business, you're doing very well. Endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. Some of you are leaving behind repressed feelings for a water sign and moving on with a fire sign. I know, just because I'm nosy and stuff, I want to clarify this Queen of Cups Tower in the Moon and see what this is. And what more we can get out of it. Oopsies. Someone that you fought a lot with. You're wondering what to do. Two of Wands. You're considering if you can progress this again. The Six of Pentacles. One person has to give to the other. One person was the injured party. One person was not. The one that was not the injured party is the one that has to give. So, whatever that is, if it was you that caused the hurt, it's you that has to reach out to them. If they caused the hurt and you're waiting for them to reach out, don't live your life that way. The Strength card in your recent past means you are in touch with your power. You are healing. You're compassionate. I do sense there could have been someone in your life you fought a lot with, and you need to release the anger for that. You need to get in touch with your inner animal instinct and have compassion for the beast rather than try and cage it, you know? Have compassion for your aggressive side, Leo, because you are the lion. And you know that whenever you feel like you need to attack, you will attack. But the Strength card is all about embracing yourself because you are the lion. It is all about feeling the inner love, the inner peace, and trusting yourself and trusting your judgment. And knowing that despite if you've done something you regret, you're a good person, you can get in touch with your shadow side and you can forgive yourself. The Ace of Cups wants you to offer compassion to yourself, possibly to another person. The dove in symbolism, the dove in symbolism actually represents healing between those which we have walked away from. Someone very close to me had a long-standing family rift, and one day, I mean this went on for years, they weren't speaking for years, and one day I was standing with her in the kitchen and I was talking to her about it, and this dove flew at the window. It didn't fly into the window, but it hovered at the window. You know, it was flapping around, and it was looking at her. And then it flew away, and it was so startling and so strange. And I said, "Do you know that dove?" You know, it was very peculiar. And she just thought, she said, "That's the second time today that's happened." And I thought, well, that must be a symbol. That must be some sort of sign, you know, because I believe in signs from the universe, etc. And we looked it up, and it said when a dove comes to you through symbols, it means you're going to be reunited or have healing between someone that you've fallen out with. And within a week, she was speaking to this person again after years. And now they're in a place that she thought would never happen. And it fascinated me, and I just thought there is so something there. And maybe it released a blockage for her, maybe it was the belief that it would work out was the key. But it happened, and I think that the dove here can represent that if you want to heal with someone that you've wronged, there's an opportunity. I also feel that if somebody wronged you, there may be an opportunity, but I do think you have to live your life and heal that part yourself rather than rely on them to do the healing for you, okay, Leo? So I will see you in the next set of readings. I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.